Suppress. Okay, let it up now. And just let it run. Don't touch it again. Yeah, otherwise it'll be screwed.
Hi everyone, my name is Erica.
Hi, Erica.
So what if I told you that there is an easy way to prolong your life, and it was as simple as maintaining your physical and mental well-being? If I told you that it was as simple as exercising regularly, would you believe me? Would you commit to exercising regularly? So today I'm going to try to persuade you all to increase your health by exercising on a regular basis. I will give you 2 reasons why, and I will give you 3 concrete actions and benefits to persuade you to exercise regularly. I know you will all be able to relate to me because who doesn't want to live for as long as they can, disease-free, right? We all want to live for as long as we can. So the first reason why I want you all to increase your health by exercising regularly is because your overall health means a lot when it comes to fitness and exercising regularly. My support for this comes from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Based on their research in 2013, they said that only 1 in 5 adults meet the requirements and guidelines for being physically healthy. And that means a lot because we're all here, we're all in college, and we're all adults. But only 1 in 5 are considered healthy. And they also state that your fitness and how often you exercise can lower your risk for cardiovascular diseases and cancers. So just knowing that 1 in 5 adults meets the guideline, and being healthy can help you decrease your risk of getting diseases, means that we're not all on the right track to decreasing our chances of getting diseases. And I feel really strongly about this because look around us, we're all here. Not most of us, but we're all here.
Some of us. The good people are here.
So last quarter during spring, I took a diet and exercise class like the other Erica did. And through that class, we had to track down our diet, our physical activity, and our family history of diseases. And when I got my results, it wasn't pretty. I don't exercise at all. The last time I exercised was probably 9th grade in PE, where we ran a mile every week. And my diet, I don't even eat my caloric intake. My average diet is like 1,200 out of my 1,800 recommendation. And I have a long family history of diabetes, high blood pressure, and a long history of heart disease in my family. So after I heard that, I was freaking out. I don't exercise. So as a part of the class, we had to go to the gym and run weekly, lift weights. And I was really discouraged because I haven't worked out in a long time. So when I went to gym, I was on a treadmill running for about 9 minutes, and I was already cramping, I was sweating bullets, and everyone around me was running at a faster pace. They've been running for 30 minutes long, and they were fine. They weren't sweating a bullet at all. And I was really nervous, and I was really discouraged, but I kept through with it. The second reason why I want you all to improve your fitness is because your fitness can help you increase your mental health. And according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, they also mentioned that improving your fitness can also help decrease your risk of depression, and it can help you sleep better at night. And being depressed can help bring your mood down. It can affect your diet, affect how you feel about yourself and your self-esteem, so that can bring your overall health down if you are depressed. And by being physically active, it can help you release stress, and it makes you happier. And I feel adamant about this because we're all college students. We take midterms, we take finals, we're worried about grades. We have extra things bothering us like work, friends, relationships, family. That brings our stress up, and that has a big toll on our body, on how we feel. So it's really important to keep yourself active to decrease stress. I will present you 3 actions that you could take in order to be physically healthy. You could start exercising regularly if you already don't. And once you get into the habit of exercising, you could challenge yourself, run the extra mile, work out for a little bit longer than you usually would. And lastly, if you don't like working out, then find a sport that you like and bring your friends along and turn it into a fun activity. Some potential benefits that you could get from increasing your health by exercising regularly is you'll feel healthier, you'll look healthier, you will prolong your life. And maybe if you have someone that you like or a significant other, when you work out, you might feel a little bit more confident, or you might be able to go up to them, ask them for their number, why you should increase your health by being physically active and exercising regularly. And I gave you 3 actions and benefits that you could take. There should be no doubt in this room that you should all start exercising regularly. Even though we don't really think about exercising and our physical health as a part of our overall health and how it could benefit us, it's important to start exercising and to consider your future, because the future is really scary. We don't know, along the way maybe we'll get a disease or we'll be diagnosed with diabetes and such. So it's important to know that your future can start with you. So if you start exercising, you could improve your future.
Thank you. 549. Good topic. You spent a little too much time at the top of your presentation and your first story, but your first story was really excellent about taking the class and discovering your family was full of disease, and you didn't have a very good diet, and you didn't exercise much, and so that was really compelling evidence in addition to your Center for Disease Control. On your second reason, just remember to say Center for Disease Control again in 2013 reminded us very recent evidence. I'd like you to move a little bit more. You moved well, but move a little bit more to the side and then back to the center for your thing. You had to rush it up at the end, and that kind of hurt your conviction, but that was okay. You wanted to convince your audience to be more active, to speak loudly, and to make contact with everyone in the room. How'd it go?
But there's not much people in here, so I was able to make eye contact.
Yeah, well, they'll show up.
I think I projected my voice. I'm not sure if I really convinced everyone to exercise regularly.
Yeah, I think one thing I would think about is you want to ask people or ask friends around, say, well, why don't you exercise? What is the problem? And then if you can suggest, I found that if you can suggest baby steps for your audience and say, okay, granted you're not going to join a gym and do a 2-hour workout the first time, but you can park a little further from your work, or walk the stairs instead of the elevator, or just walk around the block once, or halfway around the block, just to get started. So overall, you did a very nice job. Thank you, except for overtime. Hi, how you doing? Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi, how are you, Han?
Hi, Han.
What is love? Love is a condition that in which the happiness of another person is essential for your own. It's said by Robert Hayden, the American author. And today I want to share you guys something about the love. Just the love between you and your better half. But it's nothing about that true love does not exist, because I'm also believing in true love. People think love is great. Love is patient. Love is not rude, it's not prejudicial, and it records nothing about the wrongs. Love is really awesome. That's why there are so many young men and women are crazy about it. And when they are feeling love, they think love is everything, and they can sacrifice anything for love, even their lives. But I have to say, we do need to have a correct love view. Love is not everything. You need to have your own life. And today I will give you guys 2 reasons and 3 actions and the benefits in the following topic, in the following speech, if you really want to follow my proposal. I understand that when we are falling in love, that is really crazy and irrational. And according to the Podina's research, the core feature of a passionate love is an irrational way of thinking. And it is because of this, if we don't clearly understand that love is not everything, that our normal life will be dramatically affected and even ruined. The first reason I need you guys to have your own life is because love can't give you everything you need for your life. Marcus said, substance dominates consciousness. If you don't have your physical world, where your mental world built upon? And love is belonging to consciousness. You can enjoy your love only if you are healthy and alive. Love itself can't bring you money and food. But you can fight and try to earn the money for your love. That is the correct way to think about it. And he or she can only be an important part of your life instead of your whole world. There is a bad example from my friend. She used to be a very happy girl until she's broken with her ex-boyfriend. She can't fall asleep for the whole night in the following 1 month. And she dropped out from the school and get a depressive disorder. And she has to go to hospital to treat it for 1 year. And then she's able to get back to school. She's whole life was ruined and changed by her love with her ex-boyfriend. That's why I need you guys to have your own life. The second reason I need you guys to have your own life is because it is also good for your love. Everybody needs their own space, trust me. If you always want him or her to be with you, the final results will only be both of you get very tired. Only if you have some time you will stay alone. You will have the comparison when you are staying with each other. You will feel how nice it is if you can be with him. And a good example is from my uncle and his wife. They are 31 years old this year. But they love each other like they are only 20. The secret is give each other some space and time. My uncle have a habit that is he will read in the Saturday afternoon. And his wife will never bother him during this time. And after my uncle finishes reading, he'll come to his wife and give her a kiss and enjoy their sweet dinner. That sounds really great. But I know, some people know they need to have their own work, but it's really hard to do. So I give you 3 actions that maybe you can follow to achieve this goal. The first action is you should always keep your habits. If you love playing basketball, keep playing it. Don't give it up because of your better half. You can rearrange it, but never give it up. That is the important part of your normal life. And the second is always distract your attention when another guy can't be with you. Don't try to bother them when they can't keep contact with you. That will only make them angry. And the third is you always need to plan your life. Not only your life, but you choose life. He or she may not be the whole world of your life, but should be an important consideration of your future. And that will give you a clear mind that how you should work hard and study hard for both of you's future. And when you do that at the very beginning, it will really be terrible because you can't contact with each other. But when you get used to it, it will give you a very stable relationship. And the argument at an unhappy time will dramatically decrease. And in summary, I already give you 2 reasons and 3 actions that you guys can follow to try to understand love is not everything and you should have your own life. And there should be no doubt that this is definitely right. And just as what I said at the very beginning, love is a condition that the happiness of another person is essential to your own. But that doesn't mean that we can do anything we want in love. We need to have our own life. And that is also the process. We learn how to love others. Love is great. Everybody wants. And I always believe that only the give and take can create the balance. And from balance comes strength. If both want it, both should work at it. You should love yourself before you try to love others. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 5:58. I thought your speech tackled a very profound topic, and I thought many of your thoughts were very wise. I thought they looked like you put a lot of thought into this. You've read some books on this, and that you had some experience, both good and bad, in love, and it's taught you a lesson, and that was good. Your intro was a little long, which is why you went over so much. You didn't get there, but about 1:34, so that was pretty long. On your first reason, I love the story of the girl whose life fell apart when she lost her boyfriend and she had to go to the hospital and she couldn't breathe or live without her ex-boyfriend. That was a very good example of immature love, and love where they're not two independent beings coming together to love one another. By the way, if you haven't seen this book by Eric Fromm called The Art of Loving, have you heard of it or do you know it?
No.
It deals with the same topic that you talked about and talks about 3 different kinds of love, a more immature love and then a more mature kind of love. On your second story about your uncle, I thought that was a good model and example of him having free time to read. And it's not just the man that gets his own space, the woman gets her space too. And I think that's important. Your actions were consistent with what you were advocating, and your benefits were a little light. Could have spent a little more time on the benefits. Your summary, your conclusion, and tie back were all good. So you did a very nice job, except you went overtime. Thank you. Okay, next. Have you gone? So you were just a kind person to show up and be an audience member today. Ah, here we go. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're rolling. Good. Who'll be next? Is your name on this?
Yeah.
Where at the bottom? Oh, there at the top. Okay, good. All right. Take one step forward so you have a little more contact with your audience. Okay, managing attention, communicate, respect, finding eyes on such your name, feel love, start your speech.
I hated every minute of training, but I said don't give up. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. Muhammad Ali Clay said this. How many times have you given up on your dreams just because people told you can't do this, or it was too hard to continue pursuing your dream? Countless of times, I have. So, today I'm here to persuade you not to give up on your dreams. Today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't give up on your dreams, some actions and benefits that will follow if you follow what I say. So the first reason not to give up on your dream is giving up your dreams is not really the answer. As you can see, we have a lot of famous figures that have failed a lot of times, yet they managed to succeed at the end. For instance, take Walt Disney. Walt Disney was fired by a newspaper editor because he was told that he lacked imagination, and that he was told that he lacked imagination and his ideas were no good. But what did he do? He produced Disney characters, and now, without him, Disneyland would cease to exist, the happiest place on earth. Another example would be Thomas Edison. He was told by his teachers that he was too stupid to learn anything. But without him, we wouldn't have any electric bulbs today, or a movie camera. That's why you shouldn't give up. Giving up is not the answer. The second reason, don't give up because people tell you you can't do this or you can't do that. Just follow your dreams. And a good example about that would be Steven Spielberg. He was refused by the University of Southern California for 3 times. And what did he do? He went off this summer, he produced the movie Jaws, which won 3 Academy Awards. That he didn't listen to them. He didn't listen, you can't do this, you can't do that. He didn't. He followed his dreams. So, I'll give you now 3 actions to follow. In order to follow, the 3 actions to follow. These 3 actions would begin by take an oath that you would never give up on your dreams, and if you're on the very verge of giving up your dreams, remember the story of Steven Spielberg, or Walt Disney, or Thomas Edison. Another story would be no pain, no gain. Hard work pays off, so keep on going no matter what. The third action would be don't listen to people. If people will always try to bring you down, tell you can't do this, but don't listen. Just follow your heart. And I'm sure you're going to be on your way. You're going to be on your way to success, following your dreams. So, in summary, I've given you
Benefits.
okay, sorry. And the benefit of following your dreams would be, no matter what the end result would be, you'll be happy. If you happen to succeed, congratulations, you've achieved your goal. If you failed, learn new lessons along the journey, so don't worry about it. You can always try again. In conclusion, I've given you 2 reasons why you shouldn't give up on your dreams, and some actions and benefits that will follow. There's no doubt in this room that you shouldn't give up on your dreams. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was 3:45. So you had plenty of time. You could have elaborated on your stories. I liked the theme. It was a good kind of pep talk, and everyone needs a pep talk, a positive pep talk like that. And you presented compelling evidence of people that were rejected and told they were no good and failures, very prominent ones who went on to succeed, and that was impressive. You started off with a quote from Muhammad Ali about how he hated training and yet he lived up to be a life champion. I would like you to have mentioned Muhammad Ali in the end and do the tie back. So no tie back. On your significance statement, you had a wonderful Japanese saying, fall down 7, get up 8. What I'm trying to say is it's okay to fall down as long as you move on. I like that very much. That was a very wise saying. On your stories, as I said, you had about 1 minute 30 seconds left. You could have elaborated more and made it more of a story. So when you talk about Steven Spielberg, you could have had a beginning, a middle, and end. He applied to USC, he was rejected. He applied a second time, he was rejected. He applied a third time, he was rejected. Then he went on to make Jaws, see, and then expand it out and make it have some drama to it, see. Walt Disney was a good story, I like that, and I thought your actions were consistent and concrete enough for your audience to follow. And your benefits, you almost forgot, but you put them in there, so that was good. You show me your conclusion, and then you need to work on the tieback. But overall, you did a nice job. I think you progressed this summer. You have more confidence, nice voice, good speaking style. Thank you. Oh yeah, you have 2 to do.
Yeah, I have
so
2, yeah.
You can be next.
Yeah, we'll be next.
This is sticky, so put it right there on the sticky pile. Here. Yeah. Okay. No, is your name on here somewhere? There it is. You put it at the bottom. Okay, good. So how's your arm holding up?
It's fine.
You'll live, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No pain, no gain.
Right.
Hi, I'm Roja.
Hi, Roja.
The famous quotation anthologist said, Terry Gilman said, we write to remember our nouns later. And I simply call this flashback magic diary. And today I want to persuade you to keep a diary. And I will present 2 reasons why I wanted to keep a diary and offer some actions and benefits that will follow if you adopt my proposal. A diary, in my opinion, is a record of life events. These events can be good or bad, but they are all valuable to you if you keep them down. For the success, you may want to get some inspiration later. And for the failures, you can assess your mistakes and avoid them from then on. So, for the first reason that I want you to keep a diary is that a diary is like a therapy after the bad days. But my support for this is my own experiences. I started keeping diary after primary school, but I found it most useful in my middle school. That's when I felt all the troubles come to me. My classmates mocked me, and my teachers scolded me.
and I never wanted to talk to my parents anymore. So I kept them down in my diary, and I planned my revenge on them. But after that, I felt a great relief because I felt, anyway, I wrote them down so I don't have to remember them anymore. Then after a long time, when I look back on it, I could do nothing but smile on this childish feelings. And the second reason that I want you to keep a diary is that you might leave a legacy in the human history. My support for this is a diary of a young girl by Anne Frank. For her, the diary is definitely a therapy in those horrible days under the Nazis' occupation. But for us, in her own words, she said, "I hope you will be a great relief and a source of relief and support." You can see she treated her diary like a friend. But for us, she left one of the most enduring documents in the 20th century, and it remains a deeply adorable testament to the indestructible nature of human spirit. And third, I will offer you some actions if you want to keep a diary. First one, you might want to treat your diary like a close friend, because you will never get bored if you talk to your close friend. And second, you might want to read your diary more often, because then you will get a sense of accomplishment. You will think, I have already written down so much, why would I give up? And if you keep a diary, you will feel the following benefits. Number one, you will feel happier after the bad days, because it's just like there is a friend listening for you. And the second one, you will feel even happier after the happy days, because it's like you are living the happy days twice. And not to mention that you will improve your writing skills, and you will keep yourself a precious memory. So, in summary, I have told you 2 reasons why I want you to keep a diary, and some actions and benefits that will follow if you keep a diary. So, in conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room that you all want to keep a diary. And we write to remember our lives later, but we don't only remember, we also can feel it, learn from it, and enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you. 504. Okay, a really unique topic, and I like the fact that you kept a diary yourself, so you weren't asking people to do something that you didn't do. So that's good. So you could speak from personal experience on this. You have many wise things to say, and I think it probably is a reflection that you have kept a diary, that you're acquiring some wisdom about living life. As for your first story about the bullies and the teachers and your horrible parents and how you were plotting the revenge on all of them, I'm glad that you were able to get your anger out and your catharsis out on the page and not with a semi-automatic weapon. So that was good that you talked about that honestly, and you said that you were upset with the people that were bullying you. On the second story you told was one of the most famous books in the 20th century, The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. And yes, I agree that it was a very important piece of literature, and it helped her get through the tough times that she was living with the Nazis trying to exterminate the Jews. Something, by the way, there's been a rise in anti-Semitism lately, and it really concerns me. On your actions, you talked about treating the diary as a friend, and if you're still interested more in diary writing, there's a famous woman writer named Anais Nin, N-I-N, and she has written famous diaries that were published, and people read them because they're just so full of wisdom and wise thoughts and sayings. So take a look at that if you're still interested. Your benefits were good. They could have been a little bit longer, but you did talk about, you can relive a happy day and live it again by remembering it with your diary. So that's good. A summary and conclusion were all fine. You said you wanted to stand straight without swaying, speak extemporaneously, and keep eye contact with the audience. How'd it go?
I think it was doing fine.
You're fading on us. Say it loudly.
I think it's fine this time.
You think it's fine this time? Yes, you did a nice job. Thank you. Hello. Oh. We're regressing. Okay.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Alex, and this is my personal commitment speech.
Hi, Alex.
The past is like a ghost that haunts you until, from the moment it exists, until the moment you don't. Now I want to ask you a question. Where do you think this quote is from? Like a movie, a book, some famous person? You have any idea? If you guess it, I will do the rest of my speech jumping on one foot. No cheating, Mr. Miller. Okay, I guess you don't have any idea. Okay, well, it's from a flavor text from a trading card game that was named Magic the Gathering, and it was created by some guys named the Wizards of the Coast. And it looks like this. So, can it get more geekier than that? Well, I guess not. So that leads us to my personal commitment, which is, geeks. I will give you 2 reasons that I'm personal committed to being a geek, and some actions that I've taken to demonstrate my personal commitment, and some benefits, which I'm sure at least some of you can relate to. Well, now my first story, my first reason actually for which I like being a geek is that I can escape this world and just jump into another. So I'm sure you never imagined me spending 1 day a week in a cave-like basement trying to conquer this fortress with some paper cards. But it's not a basement anymore. It's another world. And I experienced that at the Comic-Con event in Romania. This year was the 2nd edition, and I wasn't sure what to expect from it. But when I walked in, everybody was smiling and everybody's happy and saying hello to everyone else, which doesn't really happen in Romania. I was truly amazed. And so, as I was so excited about it, I decided to go the next day dressed as an elf. And that was a great decision I made, because at some point, this red-haired girl just walked up to me, and she asked her friends to take a picture of her with me. And that was so awesome. I mean, I didn't expect that. And afterwards she was like, "Oh, ginger power!" She high-fived me, and then she left. But I felt so good. I mean, I felt like I had a role in that whole thing. And then I actually realized that all the people at Comic-Con had a role in making the others happy. It was like a little tiny world, and everybody was making the other happy. Now, I also have a second reason for being a geek and not being afraid of it. I'll tell you a story about my friend. Ellen is his name, and we usually play this game in a specialized store, but for some reason we ended up playing it at school in an empty class. And he got really nervous, and he was sweating, and I asked him, what's wrong? And he said, I know, I just feel nervous because, you know, I fear that some colleagues would come in and see us and what will they think. And I told him to calm down, they do nothing. And the funny thing happened. Actually, Andrew, this guy came in and he saw us. And well, I didn't really care. But my friend Ellen, he was like trying to hide all the stuff. And the second moment, Andrew just rushed out the door and was telling everybody that Ellen is still playing this childish game. But he didn't say anything about me. I was playing it too. So, just the fact that he was so panicked about it made him feel even more awkward. And, well, I told him he had to learn it the hard way. Yeah, well, I guess experience is a good teacher, not a kind one. Now, I'll give you some actions I've taken. First of all, you know the basement story, basement meeting, so I'll keep going. One second thing would be the money. That's not a really cheap activity, but if you know how to spend it and not waste it, you'll be fine. And actually, there's nothing I'm trying to achieve. It's just happiness. It's just enjoying. I just enjoy, you know, slipping into another character's skin and, you know, play their game. There are several benefits, but I guess the best one is getting ripped away from this world and from the all-day stress. Okay, in summary, I have told you 2 reasons why I like being a geek, and I offered you some actions and some benefits. And there should be no doubt in this room that I'm personally committed to this. And the message I'm trying to deliver is that you shouldn't let the past haunt you, but make him visit you and make you nice memories, bring you nice memories back. So have a nice present in order to have a nice past in your future. And now I would like to keep talking to you guys, but you know, I gotta go slay some dragons. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That was 6 minutes, so you went 2 minutes over. So you need to work on your word economy and work on within the framework. You started with a quiz, and so you got some involvement with your audience. That was pretty good. I liked your story of Comic-Con and you getting picked up by a red-headed girl that you found to be delicious or something that made you happy. So that was good. That was a good storytelling, and I liked the moral that you told of the story. You summarized it at the end. Your second story about your paranoid friend and having others learn that he plays childish games was also a pretty good story. A little nice summing up would have been good. All I needed was actions, not benefits in this particular speech. The actions that you've taken to, but the benefits still were okay. Your summary or conclusion, a little better tieback. Your goal is not to linger too much on a single story to stay within time. That didn't work out. Express your feelings and feel comfortable in front of people. Control your body. Be natural. How did it go?
Well, the time thing didn't work well, obviously. But I feel like the other 2 went pretty well.
Yeah, and I thought it was personal. It took some courage to say, hi, I'm a geek and I'm proud of it. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember the poem that I mentioned in the film speech, which was written by an Indian poet, Tagore? Let life be beautiful like summer flower and death like autumn leaves. However, there is another kind of death which comes like thunder, frightening and heartbreaking. And that was the deaths which caused by the traffic accident, and most of them were caused by not wearing safety belt. And today I want to persuade you to wear safety belt, and I will tell you the 2 reasons why you should wear safety belt and the actions and benefits that will follow after you perform my proposal. and I know you will be interested in my topic since maybe like the topic I talk about will save your life. And the first reason that you should wear safety belt is because not wearing safety belt kills you. And according to Edgar Snyder and Associates, 56.4% of traffic collision deaths involves passengers and drivers who was not wearing a safety belt. And I feel so frightened by this because it reminds me of a traffic accident that I saw on the TV. It was a bus that crashed on the edge of the road and rolled down the road. The monitor on the bus recorded that the bus driver, who was not wearing a safety belt, just fell on the window, broke it, and fell out of the bus. And then the bus is totally lost control, and all the passengers who were not wearing safety belts either flied out of the window and just flied all over the ground, and the bloods are everywhere. And it is really a warning that we really need to wear safety belt. And the second reason that you should wear safety belt is because traffic accident brings grief to your loved ones. And just like the author Judy Tatur wrote in his article, "How long does grief last?" He kept the sorrow of losing his brother for 14 years. And this really made me heartbreaking, since it reminds me of my cousin Jenny, who lost his father due to not wearing a safety belt in a car accident. And she told me that the moment she heard of her father's death, she just cannot cry at all, because she just couldn't believe that a person who kissed her in the morning cannot kiss her again in the afternoon and forever. And it was not until 6 years after the accident that she was willing to talk about her father's death with me. Third, I will talk about some actions that you might take. First, fasten your safety belt and never lose it during the journey, no matter you are on a car, on a bus, or on the plane. Second, tell your family, your loved ones, and the people around you on the transportation to wear safety belt. And the third one, test the efficiency of your safety belt regularly so that it can protect you when the accident happens. And if you perform this action, here's some benefits you may feel. The most obvious benefits is that it can protect you from flying out of the car window or striking around inside the car. And in summary, I have told you 2 reasons why you should wear safety belt, and the actions and some concrete actions and benefits you may feel after you performed my proposal. And in conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room that you should wear safety belt. And I'm quite sure that after making every effort to make your life be beautiful like summer flower, you don't want your life be destroyed by the thunder traffic accident. So please do wear safety belt and give your life a soft landing like the autumn leaves. That's all.
Good. Thank you. 4:47, so you were in time. It was an intriguing use of poetry to start off and end your speech with, but you did it in a very elegant manner. And so that was good. The tie back, the bookends worked nicely. I was wondering how you were going to transition from beautiful poetry to wearing seatbelts, but you managed to pull it off. That was good. On your first story, when you talked about Edgar Snyder and Associates, remember when you give evidence, give the date. Remember date? Yeah. because that gives it credibility, because we don't know if it's 10 years old or recent statistics. See? So you want to always have the author's qualifications and the dates when you give statistics. On the bus accident itself, that was very vivid. You described the scene, the blood, and you had a moral, and that was a very moving story. On your second story, your friend Jenny and lost her father and couldn't talk about it for so long because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Yes, that was and sad, very, very sad story. Again, a little moral would have been helpful there. I can tell you a personal story at UCLA. The debating team was coming home from a debating tournament at the University of Las Vegas, and a tire blew in the car, in the van, and only 2 students died, and they were the 2 students that took their seatbelts off. The rest of them lived. And I must tell you, it was a very difficult thing for me to have to call the parents and tell them that their daughter and son were dead. It's not something I ever want to do again. So I'm a really nasty professor about students wearing seatbelts. I'll kick somebody off the team if they don't wear their seatbelt, because I'm real sure. I've seen what can happen firsthand, and it's not pretty. On your actions, they were good, and they were a little redundant but good, and the benefits were fine. Summary, conclusion, and tie back were good. You said you wanted to move 3 times, speak loudly, and to make more eye contact. How'd it go?
I moved several times, and this one good. And I speak. I think my voice can level out a little bit. And
Yeah.
when I make the eye contact, I find I just make the contact with several people.
Yeah, and you're going to want to work on that because you want it to be 3 to 5 seconds. And also continue to work on the loudness so that your voice fills the room with energy and that it energizes people. When your words come out, they energize people, see? Okay, you did a nice job. Thank you. Okay, the clock's rolling, the camera's rolling. Next. Who's the other PC? Is she here or is she here? Where's the other girl that has to do the PC? She's not here yet? Okay. Oh, well, you lose, you lose. I know it's not your day to watch her, right? Yeah. Okay.
Hi, I'm Tinsley.
Hi, Tinsley.
Have you ever been heard about MSF and give a heart to Epcot? No? Okay. Have you ever been a volunteer in some volunteering association? No? Good. So today I want to persuade you to become a volunteer and help others. I will give you 2 reasons, 3 actions, and some benefits that offer you being a volunteer. According to the Cooperation for National and Community Surveys, 61.8 million individuals in the United States contribute 8 billion hours of volunteerism in 2008 alone. And the economic value of this volunteering is $162 billion. So, if you become a volunteer, you can benefit yourself, you can benefit others, and you can benefit your country economics. The first reason why I want to persuade you to become a volunteer is because the volunteering association needs volunteers. There are many associations like GHTA is non-profit and 100% run by volunteers. So they need volunteers. And for example, in GHTA, they need volunteers to teach classes in Africa. Without a volunteer, they have no choice but close their class. And with the surprise of volunteer, the class can keep on, and the women in Africa can can still learn how to protect themselves and learn some medical information. Besides, the budget of GHTA is very low, and it's all come from the volunteer fees, and it's come from the donation. And except the donation, the major of budget is come from the volunteer fees. So the volunteer is very important for them. The second reason why I persuade you to become a volunteer is that you need this volunteering experience. I'm sure everyone here there's no problem about living, food, problem about education, but we are the lucky one. But in this world, there still have people who is still starving every day. They need help. They need our help. So when I was in high school, I am the team leader of my school volunteering association, and I went to the disabled school to visit the kids, and I went to the elderly nursing house to visit the old women. And it's a wonderful experience. I feel love from them, and I give love, and then I get love. It's magical. And at the periods when I was in high school, I feel extremely happy and energetic. And although in China the stress of studying is very high. So now I want to propose 3 actions to how to become a volunteer. First, type volunteering opportunities and search on Google. I'm sure there are a bunch of opportunities you can choose. And second, find available time and sign up one opportunity. And third, during the volunteering, you have to show your heart and help others and feel the love. I don't think there's some benefits from volunteering because it costs your money, it costs your time, it costs your energy, but it does benefit us in some way. For example, you can gain friendship, you can gain experience, you can feel the love. It make you personal growth, and maybe it make you more treasure what you want, what you have now. So, in summary, today I give you 2 reasons why you should become a volunteer, and 3 actions that how you can become a volunteer, and benefits that after you become a volunteer. So there's no doubt in this room that should believe becoming a volunteer is benefit you, benefit yourself, and even benefit your country. At the end, I want to say I became a volunteer of MSF. At the age of my 14, and this is the first association I attended. So I was too young and too busy, and I don't have a opportunity to go with other volunteers to some other developing countries to help others. But I'm sure someday when I have enough time, enough money, and I will wear the MSF t-shirt and help others somewhere. What about you? Thanks.
Thank you. 526. Okay, this was a good topic. You chose to start with rhetorical questions, and I'm not so sure about how long you waited for the answer. Sometimes maybe people have volunteered, but they don't want to raise their hand. So try also a poem, a quote, a story, or a joke to start your speech. Other ways to grab people and draw them in. But this was okay. On your significant statement where you talked about all the statistics about how much volunteering paid off and in money and dollars, remember the date. Always give the date of your statistics so that you have more credibility, see? On your first story, you talked about giving the organization Give a Heart to Africa, and then you abbreviated it by saying GHTA, and I'm not sure people knew that I would just keep calling it Give a Heart to Africa. And your story was they needed volunteers or they were going to close their centers, and that was your story, right? a little moral, a little, if there's, you got personal in your second story, but a little moral to this and a little more emotions in that, and a little more passion from you that you're worried that they're going to close their center would have been good. On your second story, your second reason, you talked about when you actually volunteered and you went to the disabled school and to the nursing home, and you shared with us that you found this experience very pleasing, right? It was very good. And you said, I get love, I give love, and I get love. And so that, I would have, I don't know why your mention of studying in China is so stressful, but I guess that was kind of related to the volunteering. Now, on your actions, I thought it was cute. You said, go Google volunteer and choose one, but maybe that is a good idea. Choose a cause that you're interested in volunteering for. So I suppose that's as good a way as any to have people find a place to volunteer. On your benefits, I don't agree with you when you said, I don't think there are actual benefits from volunteering, but then you went on to qualify it and said that it's personal growth. I think there's benefits to the person that you're helping, and there's benefits that come to yourself in terms of living a life that matters and working not on your resume but on your eulogy. You've heard me say this before, and I think people need a better balance in their life to work on their eulogy during their lifetime and not just on their resume. So I think that you presented a chance, an idea for people to work on their eulogy, and this was a good thing. Your goals were to make more eye contact. How'd it go? Better, but still when I was watching you, you weren't giving 3 to 5 seconds. And you need to work on it. You didn't need your note card. You were just, you were nervous, so you held it up there, but it was a little distracting. You don't just trust your mind to remember, okay? But overall, practice making eye contact with people and holding it for 3 to 5 seconds, and you'll be more effective. See, you can't even look at me for 3 to 5 seconds, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you did a nice job, Kingsley. Thank you.
I didn't know this. So you just in the wrong order. Should I go there or just stay there?
No. So rip it apart and put it in the right order. Okay, you want to go? Oh, wait, is that girl here that's got the PC? Did she show up? No. Okay. Who is that?
Iliana.
Elian? Oh,
Iliana.
Iliana. Okay, good. I guess she gave up on the class. Okay, who's going to be next? You next? No. Okay, you can go ahead. Come on, we're wasting valuable film. Kodak film is rushing away from us.
I can help that, but I'll fix the film speech part. Can I email you because I forgot?
Yeah, you didn't print out your final exam?
Oh, I printed out this first half.
But not your film. By the way, if you haven't done your introduction, you can print that out and I will give you credit for your outline. So print that out or email that to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
So I think we had this question on Tuesday, but would you guys please raise your hand if you can speak more than one language here? Oh, great, thank you. So it looks like there are more than half of you guys in this room can speak foreign language. But guess how many people in this country can speak more than one language? According to our data, only 18% of Americans can speak more than one language, while more than 53% of Europeans can do so. And at the same time, keep in mind that most Chinese students are learning English since middle school. Today, I want to persuade you to learn a foreign language. I will show you 2 reasons that you should learn a foreign language and some actions you can take and benefits you will get from learning a new language. Some of you might think that learning a new language is just a cool thing or getting a skill, but what I'm about to tell you is that it actually can benefit you both socially and economically. The first reason I think you should learn a new language is that it is an efficient way to make connection with people from different language backgrounds. My support for this reason is from my own experience. So last year, I did an internship in Shanghai for a non-profit organization. And during my internship, one of my tasks is to talk to some potential donors and to introduce them about the company's concepts. When I find out that one of my clients is a native English speaker, I talked to him in English instead of Chinese. And after I switched the language, it is interesting to see that he is generally more relaxed and comfortable when talking to me, and I found more friendly eyes from him. And at the end of the conversation, not only did he accept to donate money for the organization, but also did he commit to be a volunteer. I feel strong about this issue because through my experience, I can feel the power of language that brings people together. The second reason that I think you should learn a new language is that because it provides you more employment opportunities and may bring you higher salaries. According to annual CBI Pearson Education and Skills Survey of 2014, 65% of firms identify a need for foreign language skills. And also another study shows by James Forkenbeck from Cardiff Business School has estimated that lack of foreign language proficiency in Britain has cost the economy more than $80 billion a year, which is equivalent to 3.5% of British annual GDP. I feel strong about this issue because learning and being able to speak a new language is not only a cool thing, but also a valuable asset in today's economy. Third, I want to show you some concrete actions that you can take. First is to watch some foreign countries' movies in the language you're interested in to get a basic idea of what it's like to speak in that language. The second is to actually take a language course in your school. And third is for those of you who learned foreign language before but gave up at some point, please give it a second shot. If you didn't like French, maybe you were falling in love in Swedish. Fourth, when you perform those actions and being able to speak in a foreign language, you will discover that being able to speak in a foreign language gives you a chance to see the world and your country from a different perspective. In summary, I have shown you 2 reasons that you should learn a foreign language, some actions you can take, and some benefits you will gain from adopting my proposal. There should be no doubt in this room that you really should learn a foreign language. I wish you would discover the joy and benefits of learning a new language yourself, and hopefully the percentage of bilingual speakers in this classroom can represent that of bilingual speakers in this whole country.
Thank you. 4:30. Very nice. Unique topic. You started off with some statistics. I wish you would have told us the date he said that. You dated the other ones, but Arnie Duncan. So say last year the Secretary of Education in America said this. Yes, those were good statistics, and they were really compelling. And I think it's a testimonial to the arrogance of the American public that they don't feel they need to learn another language. You have to learn my language. And I think that's a problem for America. On your significant statement, I thought it was excellent. On your first story, your first reason you told us of going to Shanghai, how was the air? Hard to breathe?
It's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot, pretty hard to breathe, yeah. On your story, it was an excellent story. You had a moral to it, and you showed that by adapting and speaking English to this man, you became a volunteer and donated. That was excellent. Good speaking, and you had a moral at the end of it. On your second story, you quoted the Pearson Educational Skills Survey in 2014. So you had good credibility. You showed recent research. On your second study, you didn't quote the date about the $80 billion a year in Britain, so remember to put the date in every one of your sources. Your concrete actions were excellent, watching movies, taking a language course, and not giving up on the class that you learned in high school or whatever. And I thought your benefits were good. And your tie back to your intro was good. Your goals were to stay within the time limit, which you did, move around, and have good hand gestures and be confident. How'd it go?
I think it's within the time limit.
Yes.
I moved like twice with
Yeah.
the reasons.
Yeah.
And I wish I could speak slower.
Yeah.
That would.
Well, you had 45 seconds, so you could have slowed down. And yeah, because a little bit of the passion and the persuasion is lost in the rush.
Right.
So try to edit more so you have time to slow down and do it right. But you did a good job. Very nice job. Thank you. Yeah.
Check it out there.
Yeah, is that your, okay, good. So your hand is hurting?
I'm just switching it up a little bit.
Hi, my name's
Wait for Ellie's text. Okay. Just for everyone to look up. Okay.
Hi, my name is Brianna, and this is my persuasive speech.
Hi, Brianna.
So some say that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. However, this is not entirely true. If you truly want to stay away from the hospital and the doctor, you need to go get your flu vaccination. I'm here today to persuade you to go get your flu vaccination. I will give you 2 reasons and concrete actions and benefits you'll receive if you follow my proposal. So, the flu disease may seem minor, but it actually can be very dangerous. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, there can be up to 49,000 deaths a year due to influenza and related events. People go to the hospital due to influenza during the winter all the time, and the easiest way for you to prevent yourself from doing that is to get the vaccination. Also, if you prevent yourself from doing that, you will not have to miss work or school, so I highly recommend you go out and receive the vaccination. So this brings me to my first reason why you should go get the flu vaccination is simple. You will not have the flu after. The flu is very bothersome. You do not feel well. And the vaccination is very easy. Just a little prick on your arm, and it doesn't even hurt. And once you get it, you may have a minor cold after, but it goes away very quickly. I remember when my brother, he sadly can't get the flu vaccination due to a blood condition, and he got the flu from some person who was carrying the virus. The sad part was his flu got so bad that he had to go to the hospital and spend some time there for a few days. And I was so upset to see him there because he has low functioning autism and he could not even discuss how he felt with the flu. And I was so upset to see him in pain there. And I know that if someone else had gotten their flu vaccinations, he would not have received it. So it's very simple. Please go out and get your vaccination. The second reason why you should get your flu vaccination is also simple. You do not want to be the culprit that passes on the flu vaccination. It is very easy to spread through just touching a person and not washing your hands. On my dance team, there are 23 girls, and every year we have an annual winter slumber party. We ate a lot of food, we all hugged and took pictures and watched a movie, and I loved every second of it. The following week, out of 23 girls, there were only 7 girls in class because 16 of them had received the flu from someone on the team, and everyone could not come to school. And the 7 girls that were in class did receive their vaccinations and were present and were not sick. So it just shows how successful the flu vaccinations can be. So I will give you 3 actions you can do to get your vaccination. Go to the Ash Center or Ronald Reagan Medical Center, UCLA, and get it for free. It's very easy, it's very simple, and anyone can do it. If you're kind of scared of the needle, because it is a shot, you can also get it as an inhalant and it goes through your nose. However, this increases your chance of a little minor cold after, so I recommend getting the shot.
And if you do get the shot, it doesn't hurt, so it can help you for going to the hospital in the future and receiving worse treatment, that you will be able to have a stronger pain endurance. And the third reason you should get the flu vaccination, even if you're very scared of the flu and the vaccinations and don't believe in them due to religion, then go ahead and just really take care of yourself. Make sure you wear warm clothes, eat healthy, and wash your hands during winter. You really want to make sure you don't get the flu and don't have to miss school or work. And the benefits of getting the vaccination. Well, for one, you won't ever feel sick and you'll be able to have a carefree winter. Also, you will be able to, if you get the vaccination, you won't have to miss school or work, right? Therefore, if you have the flu, you have to miss work, practically losing money. But if you can go to the vaccination and get it for free, it's just a win-win situation. So today I've shown you actions and benefits for why you should get the flu vaccination. You'll feel happier, you'll feel healthier, and there's less of a chance of getting a disease. If you have the possibility of preventing a minor death due to due to the flu, then go ahead and get the vaccination. An apple a day that keeps the doctor away may not be that true. The best way to truly prevent yourself from going to the hospital is going there in the first place and getting your vaccinations.
Okay. 457. Now, what was your topic that you didn't like, that you thought was silly?
Well, I don't know, it was to not like do ecstasy.
It's not what?
It was to not do ecstasy.
Not do ecstasy. That sounds pretty relevant, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Free country. As some of you have probably figured out, Brianna told me that she changed her speech at the last minute because she thought her topic was stupid. And I like the idea that she was constantly thinking about her speech and editing late in the speech process, because that's the only way to improve. Especially with word processing now the way it is, you can move things around and edit and take things out and make it better.
I want to be telling people not to do what they want to do. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Freedom to kill yourself. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let me talk about I really didn't like your apple a day keeps the doctor away. I thought it was a cliche. It wasn't a great grabber for me. Try a poem, a quote, a joke, or a story next time. But because it was a little simplistic, and you want to keep away from cliches if you can. As I've been saying to the others, I want you with your voice to really stress the date of your Center for Disease Control statistics. And really kind of 2014.
Yeah.
This is real recent stuff and good. On your first reason, your story of your brother having to go to the hospital, Zachary, you gave him a name, that was good, and you had a good moral to the story, so you told that story well, and that was well done. On your second reason about spreading the disease to others, you talked about your slumber party with your dance team, and you had good examples of the people that didn't get a flu shot got sick, and those that did, were able to continue on through school. That was a good story. On your concrete actions, I thought they were concrete and clear. I like the way that you were real specific. You said, well, if you go to UCLA, go down to whatever the center is called, Ann Center, and it'll be free, and you can just get it done easily. Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't know if I would have brought up this idea that some religions prohibit the use of vaccines, because I think that's a really controversial and sticky thing. If their religion is the controlling factor in their lives, I guess there's nothing you can do about that, right? So I don't know, it's kind of a sad situation. You had good movements, moving around, so that was good. Your summary, your conclusion, your Tyvek did the job, although I didn't like it. On your speech goals, you said you wanted to be clear, remember the information, and be more fluid. How'd it go?
I think it went well. I think I could have been more fluid because I found myself, and I even found myself annoying myself as I continued to say the vaccination and wanted to use
Do you want to
other
use
words
synonym or something?
or another idea.
Yeah.
But I think it
Okay.
went well.
Yeah. Okay, good. You did a nice job. Thank you. Hello again. Hi. How are we doing on time?
An hour.
1:14. We're in overtime, huh?
Hello everybody, I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Okay. Two fish are in a tank. One turns to the other and says, "Hey dude, do you know how to drive this thing?" Once. Where does the ship go on vacation? The Bahamas. And how does the lion greet the other animals? Pleased to eat you. Okay, what's my point? My point is I'm trying to show you how the various ways that animals can make you laugh and smile and feel loved. Because I'm trying to persuade you to get a pet. In order to do that, I will give you 2 reasons, some actions you might take in order to do that, and the benefits that will follow if you adopt my proposal, which you should do. Now, I'm sure that all of you at least considered once to get a pet, but for some reason you didn't. Another mistake would say the cow. Well, I'll give you my first reason to get a pet. It is because it gives you joy and love, and it makes you feel like truly loved and passionate. And I'll tell you a story. I was in well, first of all, you need to know that I'm a huge animal lover. I got quite a lot of animals. And I was just reading a book in one afternoon in my bed, and the weather was really bad. There was heavy rain and thunders and lightning and all that stuff. And at some point I heard a faint knock on the door, and that was pretty weird because my parents usually just storm in, they don't knock. It wasn't even a knock, it was like a noise. Anyway, I went and opened the door, and there was Troy, the dog, my dog, and he just entered the room. And just when I was about to close the door, then there was Tommy, our cat, who rushed in. And that felt pretty weird because they're not usually in the same place, and when they are, they just chase each other. And now they were in my room, which is like, let's say, a fifth of this classroom. That's not enough space for so many animals. I also have my parrot in there, so there's like a cycle, cartoons that animals chasing each other, but nobody was doing nothing, and didn't know what happened actually. I even scared at some point. But when I saw Troy get on his belly and put his face on his paws, I realized what was happening. They were afraid of the thunders, and moreover, they seeked safety in my room. And I don't think there's a word that will describe that feeling. I guess divine passion or love would be the closest one. It's so nice to feel they're like my children, and it's a really nice feeling. And okay, I'll go on with my second reason. My second reason is that it's good for you. They make you feel good, because even if let's say you have a bad day at school or at work, and you're really pissed off and angry. But once you get in your house, you open the door, and you just can't ignore your dog swinging its tail and coming at you and sniffing your jeans and almost storming you. And I guarantee you forget, even if just for a couple of moments, you forget everything and just there's hope, and you get more determined to solve your problems. Actually, statistics show that people with animals are less likely to suffer from depression than people without animals. Now I'll give you some actions that you could use and take to adopt to get a pet, which is not a really hard thing. But the first thing you have to do is choose the type of animal that fits you most. So if you're a really happy person and colorful, you might get a parrot or a monkey. And if you're kind of a shy person, you could get a snake. You have to just fit your personality to your pet. The second thing you must have in mind is your time. How much time can you dedicate in taking care of your animal, of your pet? If you have quite some time and you're a really social person, you could get a dog. But if, let's say, you don't have that much of a time and you're pretty busy after work, you could get a reptile, because it's not easy either to take care of a reptile, but let's say they're more flexible with their time. And if you feel generous, you could even just go in the park or on the street or in a care center and adopt one. My first dog was, I took it from a park because they were about to kick them off the park, all animals, and that was a really nice experience. So there's a lot of benefits in it, and in summary I've told you 2 reasons why I should adopt a pet, why I should get a pet, some actions that you might take, and some benefits. And even if you're in the army, and you're driving the tank, or you're in the Bahamas, or you're the president and you're sealing documents, you should definitely get a pet. That's my message to you. Get a pet. It will make you feel much more better. Thank you.
Thank you. 6:49. Okay, you clearly need to work on your word economy, and
I just don't feel like after I do it, I cut a lot off.
you cut a lot out.
It was much longer.
10 minutes. So you're a talker, and that's good because you're a natural storyteller, and there normally wouldn't be time. You had plenty of details, but I'd watch the time because you're always going to have some constraints that you'll be given. You started off with a joke. Thank you for someone being creative and courageous enough. They weren't particularly funny, but you got a snicker or two, so that was good. And the solution to that is try your jokes out on friends and see if they roll on the floor laughing and see if they think it's funny. On your first story about your pets coming in out of a thunderstorm, that was well told, a little long, but still you got to the feeling that you felt good, and it was a wonderful feeling that your pets came to you for protection, so that was good. Your second story was, you said statistics show, but you didn't cite where this was from, the date, and so that's not a great form of support. Also, I noticed you didn't have a bibliography. Do you know how to make a bibliography? You do know how. So, okay, so I don't need to talk to you about that after class. You just left it off.